Welcome to Avian Tranquility. I'm Samnang Bradley, and today we slow our breath and walk the rim of sunlit salt pans to meet a bird that dances on water, the Wilson's phalarope. Picture a shallow pool, heat rippling above it, and a small bird spinning in tight circles, lifting tiny silver life into its beak. That single image is both surprising and oddly soothing, and it is where our story begins. The Wilson's phalarope is a slender shorebird that migrates across continents, stopping at ephemeral lakes, playa ponds, and salty flats where water comes and goes with the seasons. You might find them in North American saline wetlands during breeding season, then watching the horizon as they continue to more distant wintering grounds. Describe the habitat slowly in your mind. Shallow water, reflective surfaces, low grasses, and the hush of wide skies. Their life begins in places that seem temporary, small nests on dry ground or islands of vegetation within those seasonal basins. A clutch might be modest in size, incubated carefully for several weeks, with both parents contributing at first. Imagine the nest tucked low, protected by distance and camouflage rather than fortress walls. Fragile, yes, but purposeful in its placement. Growing up as a phalarope is a study in unpredictability. Water levels rise and fall, storms sweep through, and ground predators lurk, yet many chicks persist. Rather than dramatize danger, I want to honor resilience. Chicks that outrun a sudden flood, adults that shift feeding sites when prey moves, and families that adapt to a landscape that changes by the day. It's harsh sometimes, but mostly it's a testament to flexible lives born of shifting wetlands. By adulthood, a Wilson's phalarope's most remarkable trait is how it eats. Watch, if you can, one of those tiny dancers spin. The bird paddles in tight circles, creating a small vortex that draws zooplankton and insect larvae towards its bill. This delicate feeding whirlpool is an elegant solution. No dramatic chase, just a clever motion that concentrates food. Their diet is mostly small aquatic invertebrates, and their bodies, fine-boned, with long legs and a slender bill, are made for this graceful method. One of the most surprising things about Wilson's phalaropes is their reversed sex roles. Females are brighter and more active in courtship. They may pursue males and compete for mates. After courtship, males take on incubation and much of the chick care duties. It's easy to slip into human comparisons here, but the careful language matters. This is behavioral ecology, not a story about people. The reversal shows us the diversity of parental strategies in nature and quietly reminds us that what's usual for one species may be different for another.
Socially, phalaropes gather in staging flocks during migration pauses, sometimes forming dense, shimmering groups on saline lakes. They become part of a richer food web, both indicators and participants, feeding on tiny prey and in turn supporting predators and scavengers. Because they rely on ephemeral wetlands, their presence often signals the health of those temporary waters. In simple terms, where phalaropes thrive, we can sense a well-functioning seasonal wetland. Let's pause and reflect. What do these small dancers teach us? First, that adaptation is sometimes subtle, spinning in place rather than chasing. Second, that parenting and courtship can take many forms, chosen by ecology rather than expectation. And third, that ephemeral wetlands, those pools that appear then vanish, are powerful engines of life despite their transience. If we lose them, we lose a rhythm many species depend on.
But this reflection needn't end in worry. There are calm, practical steps we can support. Protect seasonal wetlands through local conservation groups. Promote seasonal water management that respects natural flooding cycles. And observe shorebirds at respectful distances so we don't disturb feeding or nesting. Even backyard actions, supporting native plants, reducing runoff, and reporting important wetland sightings to citizen science projects help the larger picture.
I love how the Wilson's phalarope asks for so little of us: space, respect, and water that flows as it should. And yet, in return, it offers a lesson in ingenuity, surprising social patterns, and the delicate pulse of seasonal places. In that moment, when a bird spins and tiny life lifts into its bill, we see nature's quiet wisdom.
Thank you for joining me on this peaceful visit to salt pans and braided lakes. If this small story brought you a moment of calm or a new curiosity, please subscribe to Avian Tranquility so we can keep telling one-bird stories that soothe and teach. Share this episode with someone who loves nature, and if you'd like to help Phalarope where you live, check the episode notes for links to local wetland groups and simple stewardship actions. Until next time, may you find small pockets of stillness, and may the soft wing beats of nature stay with you.